no, I would like to say that yesterday we were talking about coffee. A friend of mine wants to start coffee. He's obsessed about coffee, the grinding.
Tres Amigos, it's a good name.
I want to mention that George Clooney stole our name and he did a tequila, that he should give us a little bit of percentage. We should have done that tequila, by the way. The Three Amigos tequila. No, but what I want to say, what I was thinking about it was that we were having a big discussion about coffee for the people that is obsessed. And I think that coffee was incredible tradition of black coffee, where it comes from, the way it's prepared, the whole thing, the way you have a conversation with a friend, a time off in life to enjoy that, right? And suddenly Starbucks came, and Starbucks basically transformed the coffee habit to a fast pace, not friend, not, you just got it in the app, and it's just make sugar of everything. It becomes like a 100 positions of having cream and shit. So the black coffee is forgotten. I think it just represents like the 3% of what they sell, and everything else is coffee with things. And in a way, I just want to make a kind of a metaphor between that and the film, because in a way now, we have forgotten, as Alfonso was saying, we are talking about the technique or about that, but not the language or the real tradition of the essence of the whole cinema. It's about, let's say, the black coffee. But everything else has been added so much that has to do stimulus, has to be a stimulant for the people immediately, has to taste good and sugary from the first minute. So anything that is a little mysterious and a little bit kind of that takes time, it's completely challenged, even by the conversation. And nobody talks anymore about the language, about the process, about the mystery, and I think we are just in this fast-paced fast stimulus society that is growing impatience with anything. But differently from that, I would say in the music industry, even with all the streamers, what is happening in the music, all the kids are basically talking, and there's an orgy of musicians that they combine electronic with vintage, with the 70s, with classical music, with jazz. They are blending so much shit. And yes, there's a lot of bad shit, but there's so much incredible things in music. It's like the renaissance of the music. I come from that music. I think now we are in a renaissance of music because of that. And I think that is not happening at the same pace in cinema. I think...
But it will.
It will. But I think the kids will need to really blend so much shit of the possibilities of cinema. The danger is if we keep feeding the audience with the sugar coffee, they will not accept the coffee itself. You understand what is what it's adding the coffee.
Yeah, but that's a sad thing with younger filmmakers, because I mean, and this year has just proven us, like with some of them, that they are like bringing this amazing coffee, this amazing cinema, and nevertheless, nevertheless, they are like everybody's going through where is the most flavorful, the most sugary, as you call it. Because I'm so surprised how people discuss this thing of the end of cinema when you have this amazing new cinema that is coming out. This amazing from first-time directors that are coming out, and I find that this is the most amazing period. And again, I think that this whole thing, this conversation of that in which cinema is punished and ambition is punished, sometimes because I want to clarify that not necessarily comes from the platforms, because I mean the proof of that is here. It's like Pinocchio and Bardo
and Roma.
And Roma are films of a platform, and sometimes is the conversation, is the media or the digital conversation. I'm talking about all the social
delivery,
and in which they is and by the way, let's remember that those are not necessarily the majority. It's just that those are the ones that they happen, that they are loudest, and I think that is dangerous, and it's dangerous particularly when you see these amazing voices that are coming out in with first-time filmmakers. And I think it's also very important that when people talk about cinema like that, is that stop focusing in the same old people. Why don't they turn and look to these amazing younger filmmakers that are offering amazing cinema? And by the way, already navigating the new world that is a complete different universe and a complete different paradigm than the one that Alejandro, Guillermo, and we grew up with. That was more like the theatrical that then goes into video and then it goes into TV.
Yeah, but I think I think generationally that's why part of our duty for me is to step aside in a way, to look at the new voices coming and say, come on, and try to shepherd the few, you know, because this conversation is urgent, and I think it's artificial the way that the end of cinema is declared is very artificial, because these voices are coming.